Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another week right here on Pro Wrestling Tonight on IndieQuebec.com. It's the Prez, once again here with my co-host, none other than the magnificent one himself, magnificent Drey. How you doing, man?
Doing excellent.
Yeah, man. So it was a up and down week. Some sad news. Everyone's heard
Yeah,
the passing of Razor Ramon, Scott Hall. What a legend. I mean, that's like an understatement.
irreplaceable.
Definitely irreplaceable in our memories. I
Yeah,
mean, even like all the eras, all the he was there during so many great times.
man, he was in the AWA, then he was in the NWA, he was in WCW, he was in New Japan, he was in WWE, then WCW again, ECW, and TNA.
Yeah, yeah. The
Like
guy
that's
definitely
crazy.
made his mark.
Like that's crazy. Long lasting career, you know what I mean? That probably could have lasted longer had he not gone down paths and stuff with certain substances and stuff,
Yeah,
which helped.
unfortunately, yeah,
You
that
know,
definitely cost him a lot.
I think it's
Uh,
what cost him his life at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
all the
like
years of
complications
abuse.
from a surgery, but like, he probably had a bad heart.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like he had blood clots and stuff. Like it obviously wasn't just because of the surgery. It was because
yeah,
of years of different his body taking a toll to where the point that surgery he wasn't able to make it out of it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
It's just
that's
sad
what,
too that like he was like trying to get his life together and then you know
yeah,
that
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
But
Man,
yeah, rest in peace, Scott Hall. Do you have any
yeah.
what was your say your favorite Scott Hall match or moments or moment?
Okay. Match,
Yeah.
definitely the match with Shawn Michaels. Like I know it's kind of like, whatever, but yeah, that like the first ladder match.
Yeah, it
Wasn't
was
it the first
awesome for
ladder
sure.
match? Is it definitely the first ladder match? I don't
I
know,
think it
but
was like the first WWE like televised ladder match.
yeah. Like there was probably ladder matches in Memphis wrestling and shit like
Yeah,
that, but no cameras there to see it or people don't remember it. But like that was the first big ladder match. Like
yeah,
that was my
exactly.
first introduction to a ladder
Yeah, it
match.
was the first big ladder match. I think WWE might have done one on a house show as like a test,
Yeah.
and I think Stampede. I think it started in Calgary.
Yeah, the Stampede. Yeah.
But yeah, what a great match that was for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you're
Um
talking moment,
yeah.
it has to be his vignettes before he came to the WWE as Razor Ramon.
Oh yeah.
Like his little vignettes when he was like, with his accent and everything. The one where he's in the restaurant and the server's serving him and he goes, "What do you think I am? Some kind of pig?" And then he like spits food out on the waiter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was my best moment of Razor Ramon. Me and my brother still laugh about that moment.
He was
Like,
dressed in like some nice like 90s maybe like 90s Gucci dress clothes.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, they
With the
really
hair.
they brought him in really strong when he came into WWF. Like right away, one of his first he was already main eventing like right away. Remember at Royal Rumble he faced Bret Hart right away for the world title. That was like one of his first matches in
Yeah,
WWE. One of his first
yeah,
events, you
yeah.
know.
He was just an imposing person. Like that's
Yeah.
where he
He
could get
was
it all. His look was perfect. His attitude, his mic skills were amazing. So I mean, he had been dominating the other territories. He was like big in the AWA with Kurt Hennig and stuff. They were like two-time tag team champions or something like that. He
yeah.
wrestled in Japan. Like he wrestled in New Japan back in the day when only few select Americans were booked in Japan. You know what I mean? We're
Yeah.
talking Terry Funk and you know what I mean?
Well, he had
Guys
the
like that.
size and he totally changed his look, but even back then, he probably had the charisma too.
Yeah.
Definitely had a ton of charisma.
Can you believe he never held a world title?
Yeah, I think I mean that's got to be like the promoters didn't trust him 100%, or I don't know, if he would have stayed in WWF, maybe like eventually he would have became WWF
Oh, they
champion.
would have put the belt on him. They would have put the belt on him
Yeah.
eventually. You know, his head was elsewhere. 4-time Intercontinental Champion, 2-time US Champion, 1-time Television Champion, 7-time WCW Tag Team Champion, 2-time AWA Tag Team Champion with Kurt Hennig, like, but never a world title.
Yeah. Never made it to the world title. He main evented some pay-per-views for sure. Main
Yeah,
evented a lot of nitros, but
yeah,
yeah, I think well, he has a lot of matches that I really like, but I think my favorite, I don't know why, but him against Jeff Jarrett at Royal Rumble 95 for the Intercontinental title. I'll
that
always
was a sick.
remember that match.
That was a sick match. That's when Jeff Jarrett came out with the lighting, right?
Yeah, exactly.
His
It's such
suit
a
was
classic
lighting and
like
shit.
baby face heel match.
Yeah, it is. It is by two guys that were great workers. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like territory. These guys were the territory champions. You
The
know what I'm
last
saying?
guys of the territories,
The
the
last
last era.
guys of the territories. Yeah, yeah. That
Like
was
everyone
a
who was like a big star in the 90s started in the 80s. Everyone who
yeah,
was a big star in the 80s pretty much started wrestling in the 70s.
yeah. That's true. That's true. That's true. If you
There's
look at
some
guys
exceptions, but like the
like
exceptions, like Ultimate Warrior started wrestling in the 80s and he was a big star in the 80s, but he sucked.
yeah, they said he sucked.
You
He
know?
was just as physique. Yeah, he was just there because he was a physical specimen that was just like you're like, oh wow. And
Yeah.
the character was wild. You know what I mean? The character was a
It
wild
was just
character.
so 80s. It was so like
Yeah.
perfect for the times.
I mean, he was the dingo at first. I mean,
Yeah,
what the
no,
fuck?
that's it.
You know,
In
like it
Mid
just goes to
South,
show.
he was in Mid South. Even he, like,
Yeah.
he was in the territories, but he, I don't know, he didn't have enough time. Like, he was
That's
only
what the guy
around for very
exactly.
few.
He didn't cut his teeth properly. He did a few
Exactly.
matches, looked really good. Vince McMahon looked at him. Somebody convinced. I don't know which part of the story, which guy went to Vince McMahon and said, "Yo, you gotta sign Warrior. You gotta sign the Dingo Warrior." That's who he was at first. You gotta sign the Dingo Warrior. Could you imagine being in that meeting and you telling Vince McMahon to sign a guy named the Dingo Warrior?
Is he Australian? No, he's not.
why
Okay.
why does he call himself the Dingo Warrior?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, back to Scott Hall, man. Wow. Territories. Wow, man.
Yeah.
Impressive. You know, he killed a guy. They say that's what fucked up his shit, man. That's what
Yeah.
Kevin Nash said is what he fucked him up because he killed that guy when he was a bouncer
Yeah, I
at the
heard
strip
that.
club. Yeah,
I
he was a
mean,
bouncer at a strip club. Yeah.
shit can happen. Yeah, that'll definitely mess with someone for sure. Like,
That's one thing that you don't hear a lot about the wrestlers from this generation that you hear about the guys that made it in the 90s, but like they were coming up in the 80s and shit. They all have fucked up, unique fucking stories. Like
yeah,
these guys are fucked up, some of them. You know what I mean? You're just like, yo, like he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's fucking nuts. Like it's almost like you had to be somewhat nuts to be a wrestler in the 80s, you know? Like seedy, dark, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
walking a thin line type of fucking
It was a
person.
world for like people who don't fit in like in normal society.
Exactly. Or are just hiding from normal
Yeah.
society in general, you
No,
know?
yeah, yeah. And today is like it's like a guy chooses to be a wrestler like he chooses to be like a soccer player or a basketball player almost. Like it's like an
It's an
athlete.
athletic thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're athletes now. They go to a school. Like, see, I wanted to be a wrestler at one point before I realized I wasn't going to grow anymore. And I knew I wasn't Rey Mysterio. You know what I'm saying? So I was
Yeah.
like, ah. And there wasn't the wrestling schools as much as today. Like back in the day, you were like, who's going to teach me? Kaladzik? You know what I mean? Or Rougeau, you know? And then you hear
Yeah.
the stories of Rougeau and you're like, do I really want to go give this motherfucker money? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? So then you just end up not doing it. These kids now, like Oh, there's Lance Storm. Oh, there's Tyson Ducks in Ontario. Oh, there's the schools. You can go down to Al Snow. You can send tapes before of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can
Yeah,
go to these guys
the
come
Monster
here and
Factory.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's
If
just
you have a
schools.
good enough look, NXT will just sign you like right off the bat without any experience.
Nah, ain't that the truth? NXT sound like they sign Instagram celebrities now,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, the
You know what
guy's
I'm
like, oh, I was thinking of taking a modeling contract, but I'll take this WWE offer instead.
Yeah, besides the way they'll teach me how to wrestle.
That's
Oh, they'll teach me how to entertain. That's right. I'm sorry. We can't
yeah.
use the word wrestle when associated to the WWE.
I
Even though
love
the first
that.
year,
We'll segue into Dynamite here. The Dynamite that just ended this week. It was a pretty good Dynamite. Jericho was talking with his group, and they were talking about how they're going to beat up the pro wrestlers and that they are the sports entertainers. How did you like
I
that?
like that. I like that. I like that because they look like that.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
know what's
2.0.
crazy? That like that car accident that Daniel Garcia was in that they were talking about. I was a commentator on the show that night, and yeah, that was
Wow.
pretty crazy. I can't believe how far everyone's come. I'm pretty sure at least Scott Parker was also on the show that night. So that was only a
That's
couple of
crazy.
years ago. Daniel Garcia,
Almost died, basically.
2.0. They're no longer now called 2.0. And one thing that's funny is he said it was bad creative, but yeah, I think he was trying to take a shot at WWE, but I think that was invented in like NCW. So he's taking a shot at like some like a Malcolm Grizzly's booking or like I
Maybe he
guess
doesn't
some
like
old
Matt.
wrestlers booking from back in the day.
Yeah, maybe. You guys are going to be called 2.0 because you're the 2.0 version. And then they just stuck with it.
Yeah,
Because people,
that is what it was. That is what it was.
people got to know them and it's like, oh, fuck, man, we can't change it now, you know? Oh, yeah, okay, this
So
is
now
cool.
they're with Jericho. I thought that promo was really good.
It was.
I I was just thinking about that after. I want to see 2.0 take on the Hardys. Hopefully one day. I
Hopefully,
think that'll happen.
if the Hardys can stay together long enough,
Yeah. Yeah.
they
So
like to do a few months and then separate,
yeah. They always
because
come up with
Hardy
some like
loses
they're
it,
so creative. Yeah. They come up with some weird creative thing. Like sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the Hardy Boys having creative control. Well, I don't know. Let's see. I want to see another Hardy, like they got to do the delete, the real, do it properly.
Yeah. He's got to
Everyone
do
wants to
what
see
he
that.
did. He's got to do what when they did it in Impact and not
Exactly.
enough people saw it. He has to do it exactly like that,
Yeah. And now
like
they
they
have an
did it.
even bigger budget. So do it like the same, but even bigger budget.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
So,
the show
yeah.
started out with Undisputed Era taking on Hangman and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. I thought that this was a very good match. Hangman, I
Was.
think this is like his second opener in a row
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
champion.
Yeah. Yeah. Which says a lot about him. He's willing
They're making
to
him like
step
a
it up.
working man champion. Like the guy's putting
That's
in the
it.
work.
Because that's his character. He's the working man wrestler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's the dude who doesn't complain, gets up, comes, kicks ass, leaves. That's it. Doesn't get involved in bullshit. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a sick match, man. Wow. I
Yeah,
mean, these guys.
I'm a lot more impressed than I was a couple weeks ago, even with Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Like the last couple weeks, they've been really impressing me compared to before. Still not a
Yeah,
huge fan, but they're much improved, I would say.
yeah. They don't look stupid in the ring. You could tell they're working on their ring. They're in their ring movements and stuff. Somebody's working with them backstage. Well, you got to say these guys before come from different places, put together, whatever. And now they're working with Dean Malenko, Jerry Lynn. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's setting in. You can tell these guys are telling, look, this is what you have to do. This is how you have to do it. Like, don't do this too long. Don't stay there too long. And then, especially Juggle Boy Jack Perry, um, like
Yeah, as
JR has to
JR
say his
always
fucking name always. Juggle Boy Jack
he
Perry.
said, I love 90210, by God.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but Juggle Boy looked great tonight.
Yeah, he really did. This guy's he's so young that I mean, it's really impressive. It's really, if he was in WWE, he would just be like on NXT Elevation or whatever the hell that there. It's not called Elevation, Level Up or something. He would just be like
Level up.
some random guy that would be getting no time, or he'd just be in NXT for like 4 years and not on TV for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
But
Yeah, yeah,
here, they're giving him a chance, and I like how the young guys, because young people want to see young athletes, you know. And if
yeah.
you look at
Exactly.
like NBA, NHL, whatever, there's like young guys in all these sports, and they come in like hot, you know, these
Yeah.
high round draft picks. So it's not like unrealistic that a young guy would come in and like be good right away.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think AEW did well, but I think they need to keep doing that because they're bringing in a lot of old veterans
That's
now.
it. Yeah, exactly. The more old
You
guys
know,
they bring in, they got to at least balance it out.
exactly,
Like, what are they
because
gonna
when
do?
I
Bring in beautiful Bobby Eaton coming in next to do the fucking Alabama
remember,
Jam?
shut up, the Rock and Roll Express, bro. It's gonna be the Rock and Roll Express versus the fucking Young Bucks,
They got to
the
bring in
greatest.
Cornette. I want to see Cornette in AEW. I'm gonna say
Not
that
gonna
every
happen.
week.
You know, you can never say never. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think
Well,
they'll.
the Young Bucks,
I think he would do it, but I don't think they'll ever do it.
yeah, yeah. I don't
You
know.
know.
I agree. I agree, but I really want it to still happen. I really want it to happen.
Me too. I mean, I love Jim Cornette in a
Yeah,
wrestling federation. I think Cornette is the perfect, like head of the company. You know, the dude that comes on TV and makes matches and
yeah.
he's just an asshole. The GM. You know what I mean? Like Cornette's the perfect GM.
Yeah, he was
He
a
is.
great GM in Ring of Honor, I thought. Um,
Yeah.
a lot of people criticized him, but like they were loving it at the same time. I think anyone would say that like after he left Ring of Honor, it got a lot worse. Like that was like a decline,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
But that's also like right after he left, like Owens left almost right away. Jericho, El Generico almost left right after. A lot of it was
Yeah.
like a changeover. But yeah, Jim Cornette. Lots of love for
Into
Jim Cornette. So
lots.
next match, Danielson Moxley against Wheeler Yuta and Chuck Taylor. Which I don't see. Why don't they just put Chuck Taylor with Trent Beretta?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on there because
I hate the
Beretta was
best friends.
Rocky
I fucking
Marrero.
hate the best friends.
I can't stand him.
You know what they feel like? They're like a reject version of 90210, but like that they're like weirdos. It's
It's
like some kind of weird kids teenager show or something. I don't
it's
get
like
it.
that show on MTV. What was that show on MTV? The Single Life? No, what was it again? The one where the people come from
Oh,
different places.
Real World.
Yes, they're the
This
real
is the
world.
true story of 8 roommates living in a house.
Yeah, instead of the real world, they just call them the best
The
friends.
best
They should
friends,
do
yeah.
that. They should do that, and then
Danhausen
you
sits
have
in the
like
corner
Dan
like
Housing.
bad tripping on opium or something.
Dan, and you know how they have the confidentials?
Yeah.
They all Danhausen and the Confidentials. Ooh, Danhausen really evil. Serial really evil. That would be, yeah. We should write for AEW. That would be amazing
They need to
if
do
you could
something
put.
with these guys.
Because
They feel
why
like
are they together? They just feel like a bunch of what were they called back in the day in the WWE? The workers. They were called.
the job
Uh,
squad.
yeah, the Job Squad. Enhancement of talent. They feel like they're a bunch of enhancement of talent, but just that are more liked by fans than back in the day. It's a
But
bunch of Barry Horowitzes all together.
like that's completely sucks because At one point, Orange Cassidy was one of their most popular characters. At one point, the original Best Friends, like I was sure these guys were going to win the tag titles at one point.
Yeah.
During
Chuck
the
Taylor
beginning of
and
the
Prez.
pandemic,
Yeah,
they were like main eventing, and now because they surrounded them with all these like random characters, it's really brought them down. I would think a lot.
it has. It really has, and it's because
Like
the
when it was
attention
just
is.
those three, and they had like the mom drop them off. That's when they were like really awesome.
Yeah, the mom dropping them all.
What a good
Like
touch that was, you know.
the only guy that really belongs with the other three would be Dan.
Yeah, really.
Because
Yeah,
he's a
yeah, yeah.
weirdo. So you could have him fit in, but why is Taylor Yuta?
I think
You know,
I think he might be leaving them by the looks of the end of this match. Says Danielson and Moxley win. It was a pretty good match, but yeah, at the end, Regal slaps Yuta, and maybe
that
like
was a
Yuta is
slap.
gonna be like a Padawan for these guys.
That's what I thought, but that's what Brian Danielson dropped a few weeks ago that
Yeah,
he was
exactly.
interested.
They kind of like made
He
it
kind of like
obvious.
already let you know about that. And then they beat the shit out of him for like the last 3 weeks, like either in singles or together, like together, Moxley and Danielson. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They've been basically. That's what I was saying to myself. I'm sitting here going, Jesus Christ! All they're doing is beating the shit out of the fucking best friends, like for the last 4 weeks.
yeah, and they have been making Yuta like wrestle a lot. He's impressed me more than he's better than I gave him credit for a bit, I would say.
Oh, he's a talented wrestler.
Yeah.
Like his in-ring skills, no fucking problem. His problem is his character is just himself. It's like he's just this dude. You
Exactly.
know, it's
Some
like
dude, he's like, look at my cool tights. They're like, all right.
he's like, hey, I'm a dude, you know. Oh, hi, my name's Taylor. Hi, oh, I'm wrestling tonight. Oh, okay. You know, that's it.
That's
It's
it.
just like, oh,
Exactly.
okay. He's the dude going to wrestle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
was
Right
that
now,
not
the
a
best friends is not working for me whatsoever. And Danhausen, cool, but I want to see more of him. He just like accompanies them
exactly
to the ring.
and does nothing,
Yeah.
except curse people when they get too close to him. You know, what was I
Yeah.
gonna say though? That slap by Regal,
Yeah.
man, was that not a European wrestling slap?
Yeah,
Man,
man.
the people in the back row heard it. Oh, yo, and is Regal not a big man?
Regal,
Jesus,
yeah, he's like
Jesus, he's
six
huge.
four, but he's like unassumingly big. He was never like given the respect of like the big guy respect when he really is.
He is, man. He's like, when you say built like a farmer, he's not like that dude that works
Yeah,
out. He's just like born with a
big and
big
wide.
wide, just
Yeah,
naturally strong. Like this guy could whoop your ass. He'll stretch you for hours and hurt you in so many ways. You know what I'm saying? He's standing there next to Moxley and Danielson, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ. He's like
he's
a
like the more
complete,
intimidating one. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And then he gave that slap to Yuta. I
it was like,
was like, yo,
oh,
he doesn't even need these two. He can still kick ass at
yeah.
fucking
I'd
60
like to
years
see him
old, man.
do a match, have a match maybe. You know, like
Man,
look at Sting. You know, like
he was one of my favorite. He was really like Regal actually was one of my favorite people like to actually dislike, like as a fan, like as a heel.
yeah,
Like he was good. He was that good. You were just like, oh fucking Regal, man. He's so fucking annoying. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Him and Dave Taylor,
yeah. They
like
were
they were
hilarious
great.
together.
They were fucking great on WCW, man.
Great
Like to me,
wrestlers. And
great. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, that was
so
great.
up next we had FTR, an FTR promo. So it looks like they're going to be going back into another feud with the Young Bucks, perhaps, which
Yeah.
I guess that's fine. Like it'll be a good match, but maybe I think they're trying to make this like the Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express of this era. You know?
And it seems to me like they're trying to make like people already like FTR,
Yeah. So
but
let's
it's
turn
almost
them
like I
face. True.
see
It's time to turn
a
them
face
face.
turn. Yeah, I could see them turning face, which to me doesn't give them credit. Don't make them turn face. Just make them be neutral, just
Yes.
badasses that whoop ass and win matches and don't give a shit and give good interviews. They don't have to be a heel in a heel faction, and they don't have to like people and give the hand to people and take pictures with people. They just have to go to the ring and get business done because that's what people liked about FTR. They were known as the best tag team in wrestling.
I
Like,
wouldn't
you know what
mind
I mean?
seeing them like build up to a face turn and then like out of nowhere like swerve everyone and do something super heelish and like then like double down on being heel, you know?
Exactly. And have Tully Blanchard come back out and start going like this, like
Yeah,
they were
like
G.
haha.
This whole time you thought I had been fired.
Oh, I just thought of something. Maybe they're gonna have Arn Anderson with them.
Wouldn't that be weird?
Where's Arn Anderson? He's like on a fucking milk carton right now.
Somewhere in the back with his son. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
yeah,
that's what I
Brock
wanted.
Anderson.
I was like, have them come out and do the four horsemen. Like, Tully and Arn Anderson come out with the other two, be
With
like two
FTR.
managers. You know what I mean? Like, we're still the four horsemen, but, it's two managers and a tag team instead,
Yeah.
the professor and the manager, basically. That's how I
They
would
have
do
like the
it.
council of the horsemen and they're
Exactly.
like plotting
Shit. Even add
something
Flair,
interesting like that. Yeah,
you know,
Flair, I mean,
make him show up.
rumors are that he is gonna one day show up in AEW.
He has to, because just to put the cherry on top to his career, like to say he was there too, because he's been
Yeah,
everywhere.
he's
So
been
to have him
everywhere.
go there,
And he's
you know
not
what
on
I'm
great
saying?
terms with WWE right now.
Exactly.
That can
So
always
just
change.
an appearance. He doesn't have to wrestle. Just
Well, it
have
would
him
just
be
be
on the
like,
show.
yeah, it just appearing and doing something in AEW. It'll mean so much more than like going back to WWE and appearing there for like the 2000th time or whatever, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So there's more promos. It's a very promo heavy show, but yeah, so we had the Jericho promo, which we already went over. Scorpio Sky retained his title over Wardlow. Scorpio Sky with the whole American top team is pretty awesome. I really like Dan Lambert.
Who
And
doesn't?
but yeah, it's just not Wardlow's time yet to be a champion.
No, it's not. It's
You
not. They
know,
have to put him in that feud with MJF. Like I said, he can't just walk away from that.
that's
He
it.
can't just
Yeah.
walk away clean slate from that and not have MJF fume about it, and intervene in his career,
Yeah. And
like it.
Sean Spears. He has
And
to
Sean
deal with Sean
Spears,
Spears, you know.
exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Like
The two Stooges. So,
that's
that's
it.
how I see it. Before
Yeah.
that, before they'll push him completely to have a title,
Well, yeah,
you
they
know.
got to build him up. Like they could just give him the belt now, but it'll mean a lot more if they build him up more. You know, the
Yeah,
fans are getting behind him. So, yeah, Wardlow's
exactly.
looking good for in a loss here. This is like a rare loss for Wardlow, but yeah, loses the Scorpio. Um, Private Party versus the Hardy Boys.
It was
Uh,
nice.
I knew that this match was gonna like end up happening one day. I always felt like that was gonna be ending up happening one day. Right when I seen Matt Hardy being their mentor, it felt like
Yeah.
this was like a destiny match.
I think a lot of people have thought that. So,
I think the Hardy Boys looked pretty slow in this. It definitely wasn't the
yeah,
old school Hardy Boys, but
no,
that being
they,
said, they still did good. Like it was
yeah,
still
they
like
connected.
they did all their classic stuff. You know, Private Party just basically fucking took all the greatest hits. It was the greatest hits album by the Hardy Boys.
On repeat.
Yeah, that's what the fans wanted to see, of course.
Yeah,
I
that's what they
thought we
wanted
would
to
see
see.
more implication of the Andrade family, but they only came in at the end. And then we
Yeah.
got Sting and Darby Allin. So
I
we're
see
probably going to
almost.
see some kind of 4v4 or something.
Yeah, and then it's gonna happen is it's gonna turn Sting and Darby versus the Hardys. You
Yeah,
know,
maybe, yeah. Yeah.
so
Because
I
hey, the
thought,
Hardys, like if like the delete character, he could be that he has to be heel for that, but he's like an over heel.
yeah.
Like
He
that's
has
one
to be
thing that
healed.
WWE missed the mark with it. They made him like kind of a face. And they put him
Yeah,
against New Day. That was so made no sense.
it was just random. It was just random. But see, they missed an opportunity today, AEW, to bring back the delete character. I would have done it this early. I would have given the people this one match of the Hardys together. So at the end of the day, you've seen the
Yeah,
Hardys.
just one like greatest hits with the old
Yeah,
music. They brought back already the old music.
exactly. And then when Jeff Hardy would have been on the top of the ring and he would have done the swanton, after he hit the swanton and Matt had his hands in the air, I would have had him kick him and do his move and then just get in the air and start saying delete, 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 delete. Like that there, making him do it to his brother again, like would have been,
And then people will be like, what? But then it's like, yeah,
because
but
it
they're
would have
gonna
been
end up
so fast.
together. Don't worry about it. Yeah, because he
Exactly. It
has
would have
to
been
like
so,
turn him back into Brother Nero. There's a whole
exactly.
fucking backstory to this that needs
There's
to
a whole
be.
backstory to making him turn. You know what I'm saying? So for
Yeah.
him to do it that way and then start talking, and also it would have been such an uppercut to all the fans because all the fans are so fucking happy.
Yeah,
The
yay, Jeff
Hardy,
Hardy.
the gay Jeff Hardy to that gay ass music, and he's doing his shit with his fingers and all of that. It would have been perfect. Delete right away. Don't even give the fans more than like 5 minutes of the match. Delete. That's
It
it.
would have been more interesting. But yeah, we got
Yep.
like a greatest hits. I we'll see where it goes. It's better than what Matt Hardy was doing.
Definitely better than the Hardy family.
I'd
Definitely.
like to see how about Christian gets away from Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Christian gets a new tag team partner and they revisit that feud against the Hardys. Christian with like some young guy.
That would be,
I don't know. Something that Christian could do.
it would. It would. And it could be good. I
Yeah,
mean,
revisit the old feud. Hopefully no one gets
hey, if
hurt.
he,
Probably
we
people will
know
get hurt.
Tony Khan has the money, but
Oh
man,
fuck, I
if
just thought about it. What if they put Sammy Guevara in there and it's a ladder match? Now that would
that
be
would be
fucking
sick.
insane.
That would be insane. Christian and Sammy Guevara versus fucking
The Hardy Boys.
Hardy Boys. That would be
Tag ladder
amazing.
match.
Yeah. Next level.
Yeah. So the main event, Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker for the AEW Women's Title in a cage match. Weird cage. It's definitely like a different kind of cage. Like some sides of it go right up to the ring, some sides not.
I didn't understand the space either to
I
the
was
side.
trying to
That's what I
like
was.
understand. I was like, what? How is that making it was like an optical illusion for a second for me. And then I
Yeah.
was like,
I was
okay.
like, yeah. I was like, why is there an opening? And then in my head, I was like, uh, watch the two Stooges from Britt Baker come out from under the ring, and they gave them space so that they could come out.
Just to
That's what
come
I
out,
thought.
yeah.
Just to come out. I was like, oh, those bitches are under the fucking ring. That's exactly what I said to myself. Like, I was like, oh fuck. But
Yeah.
no, it wasn't. And it was
Straight up
basically a
match.
repeat. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was 1 year ago, roughly, that they had their hardcore match, which everyone remembers. And yeah, so Thunder Rosa, new champion. They pulled off a lot of craziness. At first, um, it started off like a normal cage match, and then it turned like hardcore. They got a lot of weapons into it. No one got thrown off of any cages or jumped off a cage. That's what
No.
I was like
So
expecting.
what's the
Thank
use
God
of the
not.
cage? Yeah. I was like, what's the use of the cage? Except the fact that she passed Britt Baker's face a bunch of times in it to help it open up.
Yeah,
Like
that old school.
the old school cheese grater to the cage. But
Yeah,
like besides that, I didn't see the use of the cage other than maybe to keep the
And to
other
keep out
people out.
Rebel and Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Besides
yeah,
that,
Thunder Rosa, I mean, I'd say she's a worthy champion. These two, their feud has been quite good for AEW for the women's division.
it has, and it's about time that the title's on Thunder Rosa. I mean, like I said, she carried her in that hardcore match. I mean, yes, Britt Baker can take a lot of pain. She can take a lot of pain, but it's Thunder Rosa carrying the match that makes her look good. That does all the moves that Britt Baker takes pain. Basically,
For
it's all
sure.
Thunder
Yeah, but
Rosa
basically it's
doing
like it
shit.
was like
Yeah,
her turn
exactly.
to win, you know?
Yeah, yeah. You know.
Yeah.
So I
So it
mean,
was a good episode of Dynamite tonight.
yeah.
Um
Overall, yeah, an 7 or 8 on 10. Yeah, just because of the main event. I mean, you got to give it like at least an 8. Yeah, an 8. I'd
yeah.
say.
And yeah, like the even the first match was good. Danielson Moxley. Overall, yeah, it was a good show. I thought we saw a lot of good different wrestlers show up. So yeah, WWE news. Um, not much. Weirdly to say, WrestleMania is coming up, but like not many new matches announced. They announced Randy Orton and Matt Riddle are going to take on the Street Profits for the tag titles at WrestleMania. But that's not going to be like one of Orton's legendary WrestleMania matches here.
Now, the first thing I'm thinking in
Correct
my
me if
head
I'm
is,
wrong.
isn't this just the main event on Raw? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see that being.
Or like not even the main event on Raw.
Yeah, I don't see that how that's a WrestleMania thing.
I
You
feel
know?
like they had did a like big job building Orton back up, and now like he's just like a tag team guy going for the tag team titles that not many people really care about, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. The WWE is.
WrestleMania weekend. It's coming up.
I mean, Austin accepted Owens' challenge,
Yeah,
so
exactly. But I don't think we're
so
gonna
that's
see Austin on Raw at all.
no.
And
He's just gonna show up for WrestleMania. He might show up on Raw a week before WrestleMania to do some because oh, he's actually here. He's here. Because
yeah,
Owens is probably gonna be like, "You're at home. You're never here. You're blah blah blah" type
he'll
shit.
show
You know
up
what I mean?
once,
He'll
probably.
show up at the end, right before. I'm gonna be there, and then he'll go fuck you, and he'll do him a stunner. Everybody will jump like they've never seen it before in their life, and yeah, that's
That'll be pretty
WrestleMania for you.
much it, and that'll probably be the same thing a bit for WrestleMania. But it's great for Owens' career, you know. I
He could
mean,
say
so
he
big
could say I got
spotlight.
in the ring with Austin.
That's it. And who knows? Maybe they'll keep it going. Um, apparently Cody is coming to WWE. Is apparently he's gonna wrestle Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. But like, is that really happening? No one knows. He hasn't showed up yet. I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah, WWE. This is like kind of a week build up to WrestleMania, but we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll pull something out extraordinary, you know?
Like what? Unbury the Undertaker again?
That's
You know
it.
what
I
I'm
don't know. They
saying?
might bring back Goldberg, or maybe they'll bring back The Fiend.
Now, if they brought back Bray Wyatt, that might
Well,
get
he was
some.
one of their biggest stars. They just like, we don't
I
need this
mean,
guy anymore. Like, maybe you did need
yeah,
that guy a bit.
yeah, I think you did. I think you need a lot of guys. Yeah. But no, not looking forward to WrestleMania at all. Maybe not even going to watch it, even though I'm a super duper awesome wrestling fan. I've kind of not watched the last 8 WrestleManias, except for like the AJ Undertaker match.
Just watch the
Is
highlights or whatnot. There's going to be other great stuff going on that weekend. I'm really interested in seeing the TNA and the ROH shows and the Control Your Narrative. There'll probably be some
yeah,
other. I'm sure Game Changer with the Joey Janela
is
Spring Break.
Yeah, that's it. Joey Janela is not re-signing with AEW.
No, he's gonna be back with GCW
He's
basically full
gonna
time. I'm
stay.
pretty sure.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't they just
So
sign Matt Warner too?
I didn't hear that, but that could be very possible. He should be more promoted, you know.
Yeah, he should be definitely.
So yeah, this week, I didn't get to see that much of Impact. What's the big highlights coming out of Impact this week?
Uh, shit. Josh Alexander was there. Moose was trying to persuade Scott D'Amore to not basically not give him the contract, basically, but the contract is 100% guaranteed. Josh Alexander will be getting a title shot
Yeah,
at
uh,
Rebellion. Rebellion, yeah, it's Rebellion, yeah.
I think someone had said something about his kid, and he said like, "Don't say my kid's name," or
Eddie Edwards.
yeah, Eddie Edwards. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it's Eddie. I think it's
Yeah,
Josh
so Eddie
Alexander.
Edwards, yeah, he came out and I like this version of Eddie Edwards, how he's like claiming more of the respect because you know what? I think he is a guy who could like pull that off because he has done a lot in wrestling, you know?
He has. I like that he's wearing his Die Hard gear again.
Yeah, that's his old school.
So now he's Die Hard Eddie Edwards. The
That was
problem
his
I have
best
with
version, you know?
exactly, and that's the problem I have with David Penzer. And sometimes I say to myself, man, use David Penzer backstage, man. Stop giving him the microphone. It's almost like he's disinterested when he's introducing the people. You know what I'm saying? Like
Like
I'm
the guy
just like,
quit
damn,
coffee or something, like this guy, give this guy a Red Bull or something.
yeah, he's like, he has a hard time pushing. Like when a wrestler has a nickname or a moniker that goes with his name, can't you say it all the time? Say it all the
Yeah, all
time.
the time. Or don't say it or say it, but just do say it.
The people know it. They're waiting for you to say it that way. That's one thing about the WWE that you have to, you know what I mean? You have to give thumbs to. They keep the moniker of the guy. If the moniker is the moniker, you hear the moniker. You know
Oh,
what
for
I'm saying?
sure.
You hear
And
it.
there was no more than like the era of Vince McMahon doing commentary. He'd be like, "Bad guy Razor Ramon shoots him off the ropes. It's bad guy Razor Ramon.
It's the bad guy because he's the bad guy. You know that. You know what I'm
Rip the
saying? Like,
hitman
okay, that
hard,
was big.
coming off the top ropes."
Yeah, and he'd call him just the hitman.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
Hitman.
just like Josh
Yeah,
Alexander's the walking weapon, he's the fucking walking weapon.
yeah.
Eddie Edwards is die hard. Eddie
It
Edwards.
should
Can you
like
fucking
people
say
should
it?
remember that. People should
Exactly. Can
associate
you
it.
say it? He doesn't say it. Eddie Edwards. Okay, it's die hard now. It's not just Eddie Edwards anymore, man. Like
Yeah.
he's wearing the fucking pants and everybody in the crowd can see die hard on his pants. Why aren't you saying it? Why aren't you saying Chris Bay, the Bullet Club? Why is it so hard to name the members of the Bullet Club, to say fucking Bullet Club, bro? They're wearing Bullet Club shirts. People in the crowd are wearing Bullet Club. Say Bullet Club. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, fuck, you know?
definitely. Yeah.
Sometimes I say shit, they should bring back Brian Cage and his wife and make her the fucking ring announcer.
She
Yeah,
was at one time was like a personality in TNA. Like they used her as
she
a
was
ring
the
announcer
backstage.
at some point, I think, or an
Yeah,
interviewer, maybe.
she was an interviewer. And then when
Yeah.
she left because she got pregnant, then that's when they hired Gia Miller. Well, at first they had Alicia too for a while, but then she just went off to Major League Wrestling. They didn't give her a contract. I don't know why, or maybe she got more money there or whatnot, or maybe
At
Don
one point
Callis.
they were like giving people like kind of tryouts. There
Yeah,
was some like weird eras. I can't wait if the next time Impact comes back to Ontario, like okay, if they come to Quebec, I'll go. But if they come to Ontario, I'm thinking of going. They used to come
I'm
all the
gonna go.
time, but then like pandemic, haven't. But they were
Yeah,
doing a lot
because
of like their like Impact Plus events in Ontario.
they're a Canadian company.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
People don't
Anthem.
realize it. They're based in Nashville still because TNA was based in Nashville. But Impact is owned by Anthem. Anthem is in Toronto. Their home
Yeah,
is in
Fight
Toronto.
Network. Jason
You know,
Agnew, that guy you see him on all these like shittily produced TV shows on the Fight Network.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that's their home. But yeah, Melissa
Well,
Santos,
I've
man,
liked
she
the
was
Fight
the
Network
Lucha
since it came
Underground.
out. It was cool. I remember they used to like show like the wackest fucking cheap MMA on there. They probably
Oh
still
man,
do.
like shit from Russia and stuff. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Is this even legal?
At night
Does
they'd
that
show
does
like Japanese apartment wrestling with like these little like 21-year-old Japanese college girls. You're like, why is this on TV?
for all the weird perverts out there?
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
how they made their money, man, off
they
that
did.
channel, and apparently very
They made
successful.
they
And
made
on
their
that
niche
channel, there's IWS, where people could watch right there on the Fight Network in Montreal.
on Friday nights.
Yeah,
It's on
and
Friday nights, man.
there's no big shows to speak of this week, but next weekend, ladies and gentlemen, right across the Ontario border, C4 Wrestling has a show, and everyone should get out to that. We'll have more about that one next week.
Yep, that's a different. Oh, Impact. We forgot.
Yeah,
Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin are back together.
yeah, there you go. Motor City Machine
That
Guns back together.
back together, challenging Jay White and Chris Bay, which is happening tomorrow night on tomorrow night's episode
Yeah,
from the Bullet
that should
Club,
definitely
basically.
be that should be something. I like Chris Bay being with Jay White like that.
It is. It's good, you know, and I like the way that they've acknowledged and actually they've said Jay White is the best wrestler in the world. I don't know. They
He's
said
been
that
having
live
some
on
good
TV.
matches.
Yeah,
Like
Alex Shelley called him the best wrestler in the world. He said that.
well, him
So
against Shelley at the event last weekend was quite good.
it was. So I can't wait to see the tag match tomorrow. I mean, the Motor City Machine Guns. What would be cool is if Alex Shelley turns on Saban and joins the new Bullet Club, Jay White's version of the Bullet Club.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to see something different like that happen too. Imagine Mike Bailey joins the Bullet Club. That would be
That would
insane.
be sick. That would be insane. That would
Yeah.
be
Who
sick.
knows? Anything could happen at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Impact. What else? The Impact internet champion,
Oh, Matt Cardona with
Matt
his three
Cardona.
belts.
I can't wait to see because in Impact, Chelsea Green isn't like really with him yet, right?
No, she's not yet. She hasn't heel turned yet.
Exactly. I can't wait to see that heel turn.
It's going to happen.
For sure. They're milking it. They're milking it.
What I don't understand is Cardona has the Impact belt.
Yeah.
He wore it to Game Changer Wrestling. He
Yeah.
wears it in the NWA, you know, with his other belt. But he hasn't showed up. I think because Impact is taped, but he hasn't showed up yet with the NWA World Title,
On
which
Impact.
on Impact,
Yeah.
which they have a working relationship with the NWA right now on top of it. So it's totally feasible that it will happen. It's just what will be the reaction of that? Because technically the NWA heavyweight title was
Has already
Impact.
been in Impact.
It's Impact's first heavyweight title.
Exactly,
The Impact World title was the NWA World title, basically,
for a long
and they
time. Yeah.
changed it. You know, so that would be a completely cool way to
Another
even push
like
him.
360 thing. That's what is so cool about Impact, man. And I'm sure those like multiverse shows are gonna be like wild.
It is. It's going to be wild for sure. But like I was saying, like Cardona could milk this in his villain and heel way by calling himself the legitimate world champion, even
Yeah,
in
no,
Impact,
for sure.
because
For sure.
I hold the NWA title, which was
I
this
hope he does
company's
do
title.
that.
That would just put butter on his fucking heel turn in Impact, because his heel turn in Impact has happened, but the fans aren't really into booing him right now. You
He's
know,
still
he comes out
over.
and
He's still
he's still
like
he's still too over. You know what I'm saying? As to
yeah.
in Game Changer Wrestling, they practically they throw shit at him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
He's really
Basically,
worked it there. He's got to go more that direction in Impact.
exactly. You know,
I
so
think he will though, and that's what I'm really waiting for.
yeah. Hope.
So,
Oh,
Magnificent Dre Breeze. So, who are you picking highlight guy of the week, wrestler of the week? Could be a woman. Well, this week, I mean,
well, this week I'm going to give it to Thunder Rosa. She deserves it.
yeah,
Without it, I mean,
I'm
that
going
was
to
a
as
hell of.
well. Thunder Rosa, MVP of the week. I mean,
Yeah.
do you think it was better than their that like match last year though? I think it was not as good. It was very good, but the other match was a bit better. But I
I'll be
like that
honest.
Thunder Rosa one. I really liked the match. It was great.
I'll be honest.
But
I like the match. I like last year's match. I still don't think it was better than Walter and Ilya Dragunov.
right, yeah. Oh man, what an underrated match because like no one's seen
You
it,
know,
but it was so good. I want to see
but
that guy do something, Ilya. Oh,
he
we
has.
forgot to mention Butch.
Oh my God, Pete Dunne.
Biggest news of the week. Pete Dunne has now been recruited to join
Big,
Sheamus's like 1800s Irish clan, and he is now known as Butch. And
but you know
he's
what I'm saying?
instantly just a guy.
He's instantly being booed everywhere on the internet too. Well, not him being booed personally. I don't think people are attacking Pete Dunne. They're attacking creative of WWE. They're just going like, what the fuck? How can you take somebody that's do is just basically make him so mad that he's gonna ask for his release?
Yeah, I know. It makes no sense. And he's so much smaller than these guys. He just looks like their little brother or something.
He looks like the little booger of the family.
And after like how long have they been building up Pete Dunne? It's like no wonder freaking Adam Cole left. Like, they were coming up around the same era. Remember, like that match with Pat McAfee, Pete
Man,
Dunne
the
with the
war
Undisputed
game,
Era. Look at what they've done to all these guys.
all of them. Pat McAfee's not allowed in a ring. For insurance reasons, probably.
Yeah,
Pete Dunne is now Butch, the little booger, and then you got
the other
fucking
guys left.
the other
They're
guys are
doing they're
gone.
doing good at least.
Hey, actually, they're all gone. Orny Lorcan, Danny Burch,
Yeah,
and except Roderick Strong. I think Rowdy's still there
true. Yeah,
somewhere.
he's still with Anthony Bivens, still trying to like. I don't
You
know.
know,
It's only a matter of time, I think, before Roderick Strong shows up in
got
AEW.
to. He's got to be a surprise. Like Adam Cole's got to make it a surprise, and then have Rowdy come out. Yeah, that
Or
would
if they
be.
want to bring back Ring of Honor and they're going to sign old Ring of Honor guys, like send him directly there, maybe.
He's like the fucking king of Ring of Honor.
Yeah, he
More
was
than
awesome.
Jay Lethal. Like
Yeah,
more than Jay Lethal, in my opinion. Rowdy was there
he
for you.
was. Yeah.
Although he did go compete in Impact a few times during his Ring of Honor days, but he never left Ring of Honor technically. He was
No,
just
that's it.
wrestling a few matches for Impact or whatever, and they didn't keep
Him
him.
and the
Man, that was
Briscoes were
fucking
like solid Ring of Honor for a
solid,
long time.
long time. Yeah,
Yeah.
long time.
All right. So rest in peace, Scott Hall.
Rest
And
in
everybody, make sure to get out to the local wrestling and keep in touch. You can always watch our past episodes right here on YouTube, indiequebec.com. And
Spotify.
that's right. And we'll be back next week with all more wrestling news, ladies and gentlemen.